Okay, I'm gonna show you the basic function of the hammer and trigger group. So right here we got a hammer. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the first notch is half cock. Second notch, that's a really tiny one, is full cock. And here's the sear. Oops. So what it basically does is you got the sear spring pushing it from bottom. So basically push the tip of this sear will push against the hammer, and when you cock down the hammer, just locks in place, half cock, then full cock. And then when you pull the trigger, pressure is applied from the bottom, and then it just unhooks, and yeah. So I'm gonna try to show you. Oops. And this is the disconnector. So what it does is, well, it disconnects the sear from the trigger. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. So here we go. So it goes in like that. So you cock it, half cock, full cock, and you would pull the trigger, and then basically it unhooks. And what the disconnector is for is, once you have a trigger pulled and the slide moves back, there's not going to be anything to catch the hammer. So if you have the trigger pulled and, well, the gun cycled, and it's not going to do anything, you're going to have to cock it back again. So it'll be like a single action. It is a single action, but it would be pointless to have an automatic weapon that does this every single time you shoot. So what Browning did is he made a disconnector. So what it does is, upon firing, when the slide moves back, the disconnector will be, the tip of the disconnector will be forced downwards, which disconnects this piece, disconnector, which is pressed by the trigger. It will disconnect it from the sear, and since the sear spring will force it back into original place and allow it to cock while the trigger is fully pulled. And when you release the pressure on the trigger, then basically the spring will force it back in its original place, and you're good to go again. So I'll put it back and show you how it works in action. Okay. Put the trigger in first. Here's the tricky part that everyone likes. You have to get it right in there. I'm gonna have to do it again. And hopefully that's aligned. Yeah, we got it. Yep. Got lucky there. So the sear and the disconnector. Put the hammer in. Okay, that's in there. Now I'm gonna put the sear spring. Place it in there. I'm just gonna put this mainspring housing in there with the mainspring in it. Press it. Mainspring housing retainer pin. So it's good. Oops, no it's not. Let me do that again, sorry. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, now it's in there. Okay, so half cock, full cock. It's really hard to see it, but pull the trigger and basically the sear on hooks. And notice that the trigger's pulled all the way, and well, that's what it's gonna do without the disconnector. So what disconnector does is, which is right there, the slide will depress that, and the hammer will actually catch on. I mean, the sear would catch the second notch on the hammer while the trigger is being pressed, and you release the trigger. The middle spring will force the trigger forward and also force the disconnector up and into its original position, so you can do the same cycle again. So let me show you with the slide on. So it's cocked, fire, keep the trigger pulled, force it back, oops, yeah, there we go, and then goes back in the original place. So yeah, very simple. So I think I'm gonna stop there and then show you some other parts as well, so stay tuned.